Hi, welcome. Are you? How are you? My name is Rooney Calmera and I am from Island Well channel. And I'm testing this new setup with OBS today to see if it's better than Zoom. So, my name is Rooney Calmera and welcome to this episode. This is a special episode and I'm going to teach you, tell you, entertain you about why your kids need to understand Python and learn artificial intelligence. Okay, the last week I did a 3-day boot camp for CT, which is Curacao in for Innovation Technology Institute, CT. And that is an organization based in Willemstad, Curacao. And I offered them 3 days of my time for kids. We invited 15 kids, but ultimately 8 kids showed up between 11 and 15 years old. And I offered them to talk about solar panels, to calculate solar panel watt on a roof, and to learn Python and to learn artificial intelligence. So this is my report to you about what happened. Basically, why do your kids need to program Python? As you know, I have a Python island well management training that I'm giving for grown-ups, and it is an 8-week program. I just did the program last month, and the program is going to launch again for grown-ups in January, the second half of January, because I am not going to give that program right now. It's November, December, and you are in Christmas mood. So in the second half of January, the program is going to start again. I have great testimonials of wealth management managers, of online business owners that have been able to automate their business, their boring stuff in their lives and businesses through that course. And I got a special shout out to Mr. Clive from Switzerland. He was one of my top students and he's a retiree, and he was able to manage his stock portfolio, manage his analysis of research, of news in just 4 weeks. Imagine somebody who has never programmed before, Python at least, and then suddenly in 4 weeks he is able to program, is able to create apps, programs, etc. So I wanted to teach the kids that, and I gave them that for free. Now I'm going to right away to show you what actually I show the kids. So I'm moving here to my Edu Blocks, and Edu Blocks is a great website. You can go there with your kids, and if you have grown up, you can also grow there. Now, what is Edu Blocks about? When you click Start Coding, right away, if everything is okay, you will see this. And then you have to select Python. Then you have to select project name. Let's call it Island Wealth Management. Or let me call it Island Wealth Channel. Demo. Now this program was created, this Edu Blocks was created by someone who started programming at the age of 8. And I think when he was 16 years old, he decided he wanted to create a program online in the web browser so that other kids can start programming. Now let's start that. Now here you see what Edu Blocks is about. You see, I just got in. I didn't need to log in. Your kids can log in. The benefits of this is number one, is you start coding with blocks. So you just import time and you just click and you flip that that block in there. And to the right, you will see import time appears. Okay? So now imagine I want a statement. I want to say hello world. Then I only drag that thing in there and you see print hello world. But I want to change this into hello world, my island, world, channel, France. Look at that. Click that. And you see right away to the right, you see that whole thing appears. So the benefit of this is you know that you need to start your code there and you can have a block here and the block is going to print something, right? Now, if we run this in the browser, I didn't install anything. If you run this, you will see hello world, my island, world management, France. And then you can stop this program again. Now this is what I showed the kids. So I started from scratch and I said, kids, log in into EduBlocks. It's free. I think it's also open source. You can look at the code. It is owned by Anaconda. Anaconda is a software that I'm using for programming artificial intelligence, for Python, for all my automations. I'm also using VS Studio Code. You can download that. So I told the kids, you first start here in EduBlocks and afterwards you need to move to Anaconda. And I show them also Anaconda. I show them VS Studio Code. Okay. Imagine you want to create a variable. So you want to say create a variable and the variable is called name. So what did I do? What did I do? Maybe I'm going too fast. I just click on variables. And then I say create a variable, and then I say name. And then imagine I have also another variable, and the variable is called country. Yes. And then I have another variable, and the variable is called indicator. You will see later why this is so important. Now I can drag this indicator in here. I can drag this indicator in here. And then I can say, I want actually the name in there. I click on that and I say name. And now you see name is 0. But what we want is and to the right you see that? Name is 0. But to the right we want something to pop up and say, input your name here. Now, pause. How would you do that? The reason why, you see this is a circle, so then you need something like this kind of block. Input, what is your name? Input, what is your name? And if you throw this into there, you see you throw them in there, you see that the code to the right is name is input, what is your name? What's your name? And let me change this here. Please put your name here. Okay? And then you see to the right, this is very sophisticated. Name will become input, what is your name? Now, the moment you want this, of course, you want them to print name. So we need something like a statement that says print. Yeah, print hello world. We drag that in here. We drag that in here. But instead of hello world, we're going to put the name. So we're going to click here and say name, and we're dragging it there. So what is this? This is just actually, look at the right. They import something like a time. I'm not using time right now, but time is a library. And then they say print hello. Then they say what is the name? Input, what is your name? And then print name. Now let me say this here. I'm running this program. This is just like what I did with the kids 3 days long. It's going to ask you, what is your name? My name is Rooney Calmera. Enter. And then it's going to print the Rooney Calmera. You see that? Stop. If I run it again and I say, what's my name? My name is Jessica. Enter. And then it's going to print Jessica. So here you see how powerful these blocks are. You got something like definitions. So this definition is like if you want to program a code, a complete code, you would say click here, and then add this. So what is this? This code can be, for instance, a graph. Create graph. And this code of graph needs actually two variables. It needs two variables. Imagine it needs two variables. And this first variable is called country. Imagine you have a graph that needs a country and it needs an indicator. So if I say to this graph, I say, and then you see here, the variable is already. This is definition. Definition is a function, and the country, it's using country and indicator. Now imagine here, hashtag, you would say, imagine you say, when you, after you have the country and indicator, go to the IMF website. Then I want you to, let me see. Then I want you to grab that indicator, grab the data of the indicator for that country I gave you, and then create the graph, and then display the graph. Wouldn't that be an awesome program? Now, of course, you can run this. It will not work right now. But the kids actually got an error. And when you get an error, you don't panic. That's what I taught the kids. You just look at what is happening. So you need to solve the problems that you got. Okay? So imagine you have this program. Remember this, create a graph, country, and indicator. How cool would that be? Now you have different other things here. You have you can import a library for graphs. You can import text. You can do some math. You can do some logic. You can have, this one I like a lot, requests. So you can actually go to this website and get a request and get that whole table of the website and then get it back to R. So this is a little bit more sophisticated, but these requests actually work. It actually will work. This is what I told them. You have, of course, you have loops, for loops, while if you want to do something boring for 1,000 times, maybe you have different spreadsheets. You have all kinds of spreadsheets in your work right now, and you are doing this, grabbing all these spreadsheets of all these regions, of all these products, and then creating this quarterly report over and over again. Now, if that's your case, you are doing something repetitive all the time, then you want to program Python, because then you can automate this. You say, do it once, and then you say, do it twice. Do it 3 times. Do it every quarter. While you are sleeping, the program is already doing its stuff. Now, that's how I have automated different work that I've been doing. Quarterly reports. As you know, I'm also investing in stocks. I'm investing in small island nations. I am also helping small island nation investors, private investors, public employees, governments create more wealth on their island. And for that, you need many data. You need a lot of data, and you need to update your macroeconomic models, building scenarios and stuff. Now, that is what I'm doing with Python. And if you add artificial intelligence with it, you can have a team of 20 artificial intelligence agents, and they are doing this boring stuff for you. So imagine going to sleep at night and then telling your direct report, and the direct report is just an artificial intelligence agent. You're telling them, hey, you have a team, and post this these LinkedIn posts for me that I have created, post them for the next 1 month. Every day post it. Every day create a picture and then post it with the LinkedIn. Add some emoticons. Okay. If you want to create an app, you can also turn that Python code into an app. Now, that's what we're going to work on in the second half of January. So let me go full screen right now. So I want to tell you, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions below? Give me the questions you have. I will answer all these questions. I'm not logged in right now. I don't want to sign up. Maybe sign in to see if this works. But if you have any questions right now, let me see. If you like this, if you want me to continue doing these sessions every week, maybe, just let me know. Yes, let me know. Let me know that you like this, okay? Verifying it's you, complete sign in using your passkey. Okay. So I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I'm trying to set this thing up. And when you're setting this thing up, it means that I can be doing these kind of sessions every day. Not every day, every week, I would say. Okay. So, what is the question that you have right now when you're looking at it? When you're looking at it, are you saying this is not working for me, Ronnie? This is not working for me? Or are you saying this will work? Are you saying I need to learn more? What are you saying? What are you saying when you're seeing this? Talk to me, and I will answer your questions below this session. So I want to show you now how the grown-ups do it, because you have already seen that basically the kids can do it. Yeah? The kids can already do it. Okay. The kids can do it. So now we're going to the next session. Let me see. I'm going to show you now how I do this advanced. So this is a magic graph. Remember the graph of the kids? The graph where we said, I give you a country and I give you an indicator, and now you produce a graph for me. Now this is how the grown-up do it. The grown-ups meaning I have a graph, a magic graph, that works for all the indicators and all the countries in the world. So I'm studying BRICS, I'm studying the Caribbean, I'm studying Europe, especially United States, because as you know, I am interested also in Bitcoin, in what is money, in how much money they are printing all over the place in the United States, and that money affects your wealth in the Caribbean. It affects your island wealth. That's why I'm interested in that money printing. And I'm also interested in how are these countries doing? What is the wealthiest country in the world? What have they been doing in the past? So my mentor in the past, he taught me, you need to create a graph. The first thing before starting analyzing anything, create a graph and see what's happening, what has happened, and then try to project what will happen. All my macroeconomic models, I have 12 macroeconomic models for all the for 8 Caribbean islands and in the Eastern Caribbean, and 4 islands, Curacao, St. Martin, Turks and Caicos, and Jamaica. And I'm working also on one of those macro models for the United States. If you're living in the United States, you want to analyze the Bitcoin, you want to analyze why the debt situation of the United States, can the United States ever pay back their debt? Are they going to default? Are they going to blow up the dollar? Whatever. You want to know for sure if you are living in the United States what's going to happen with the dollar, because that's will affect your purchasing power and of the purchasing power of your kids. Now, this episode is also about kids, so that's why I'm bringing it. Now, look at this magic graph. So this magic graph is actually the same thing as a definition. You see the definition, but now you're looking at the definition here, and I'm defining the magic graph. Now, if you join my course in January, in the second half of January, 8-week course will open in beginning of January, and I'm going to help you. But to tell me that you are interested, you need to join my VIP lounge, and the VIP lounge is just free, and in there I will be notifying the people who are in there first. It's crowded, but you will be on the first row for when the show starts in January, and the show is going to be 8-week, great content and great teaching you how to program in Python and program artificial intelligence, and you bring your projects, because I want your projects to be automated. I'm just going to show you every week there is a recording about what you need to learn, and then during that week we're going live and we're going to discuss your project. Okay, it's going to be very interactive. So look at this. So now, if I'm doing this, and if I'm doing this, that means that I'm presented now with Saudi Arabia. Look at this. This is the depth of Saudi Arabia. Okay? But imagine we have Luxembourg. Then I'm going there. I'm saying Lux. So why is Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia because they just told the United States that we are not going to accept only the dollar anymore for our oil. Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest, largest oil producers in OPEC, oil producing countries, and they just said we are also going to accept the yuan, the euro, or other currencies. So now look at Luxembourg. Luxembourg, what's the depth of Luxembourg? Luxembourg has a debt to GDP, debt divided by GDP of just 20%. Now this is, if you are below 60%, you are cool, but this is extremely cool. So that means that Luxembourg doesn't actually have a lot of debt. Only 20% of their total income is debt. Now, if you want to look at United States, I'm going to surprise you guys. USA. So USA, make America big again. Let's look at how big America is in terms of debt. Now, the debt is enormous. The debt is gigantic. Look at this, 120%. So that means the debt of the United States is bigger than their annual income. Now, that is a very bad sign, because this used to be around what? Around 60% in 1990s. Yeah, 1990s, 60%. But now, it's like all things went up. So when a country has a debt of higher than 100%, then you are basically in trouble. I could go do Japan. I don't know if Japan is here. Let me see if this the code for Japan. Japan. Maybe it breaks. Okay, this Japan. Look at this Japan. Japan is like, whoa, 200%. You see? So the economy of Japan, sorry Japan, is like kind of debt. Debt means debt. Died. Because it's like they're never going to be able to pay their debts again. And USA is very bad also. Now, so we have many other things that we are looking at. And let me just continue. So this is what I'm teaching the kids, and this is what I'm preparing the kids to actually do when they are grown up. But you can also already do this when you're grown up, because you are grown up. And this is all the indicators that we have here. So you see, we start with A2 blocks, but now we are really doing this stuff ourselves. Now, GDP per capita of Luxembourg. Look at this. GDP per capita of Luxembourg, let me look at that. It is like, it's like under $60,000, my friends. Luxembourg is the wealthiest country in the world in terms of GDP per capita. It doesn't mean that everybody has the same GDP per capita. Of course, this is an average. There are wealthy people and there are poor people, but this is higher than the Caribbean. This is higher than all the countries in the world, higher than the United States. Oh, let me look at the United States. I want to look at the United States. USA. They say USA is the wealthiest country in the world. But let's look at this. We don't believe it, of course. USA is about 100,000. And Luxembourg is 160,000. You see that? So that is... Now, where are these data coming from? This data is coming from the IMF. So because I'm using the request library to get data from the IMF. And thanks for IMF for providing this data to the world. But here you see it. Here you see how it can be used. Now, let me just go to the sponsor of this show. Now, the sponsor of this show is Island Wealth. And Island Wealth Channel is actually inviting you for a program, if you are interested in Python, or a program, half of January. Now, what you want to do is go, the website will be soon of the VIP lounge. I'm just preparing some videos to invite you to inside, etc. But the website is already, the lounge is already there, and you can join it, and it will be fun inside. And when you join the launch, it will be for free, VIP launch. I will be treating you like my VIP guests, and that means you raise your hand that you want to learn more. If you join, it doesn't mean anything. You just put your name and your email there. I will not spam you, and I will tell you my story about investing in Bitcoin, investing in real estate, investing in stocks. If you're living in the Caribbean, or if you're living in the United States or wherever, you can do the same. But my focus is the Caribbean. Because if you're living on the Caribbean, what are your opportunities to invest? You can have a savings account, but we all know that that savings account is going down with an inflation of 7% per year. So which bank is paying you 7% or more per year? If your bank is not paying you 7% or more, that means that your saving account is actually also a little bit debt. It's dying all the time. So you need a higher return on investment, but with higher return on investment comes the risk. And this program, the program will teach you Python. It will teach you stocks. It will teach you information. You can use it for anything. You can use it for wealth management. You can use it for automation. That is the program that is starting in January. So when you join that VIP lounge, what you're saying is, I'm interested to be notified. And you will be notified as first. And there will be some, like maybe 50 spots. And the spots will go like... So the people in the VIP launch, they will receive the information before it goes open. Before I open the doors for this program again, I will be notifying the people in the VIP lounge that raise their hands. So watch this episode, come back to this video, and make sure you click on the link. That as soon as the link appears below, the link will go get you to the VIP lounge. Email, name, and then you raise your hand and said, Rooney, I'm interested. I'm interested to learn more about Python Island Wealth Management because I want this. I want to be able to do this. I want to be rich. So I'm using Python Island Wealth Management to manage my wealth, to manage everything, to invest. And I'm not doing that anymore on Excel spreadsheets, etc., because it's too much information. So imagine you want to download some information from a website that has all the information, like Simply Wall Street. Simply Wall Street is a website of I think New Zealand or Australia. It has all the stocks in the world, and it has all that information, right? I'm going to put a link down there also for Simply Wall Street if you want to try it. Now, that website has so much information that you cannot process it with Excel. Imagine you want Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance has a lot of information about Tesla. Imagine you have 50 stocks in the Caribbean that you want to analyze. You cannot be putting all that information in Excel and analyze it. You need to download it fast, download all that information, and then do it. So that's what you can do with Python. But I also have some other friends and customers that they have their online businesses, their training businesses, and they are using Python and artificial intelligence to automate their whole workflow. And the workflow means they want to do something on social media, they want to do something with LinkedIn, they want to analyze you. You are on in LinkedIn, and they want to analyze what your profile is doing, what your history is doing before they contact you. They have an edge because they have Python. They have a program, and I help them create that program that scans your profile and analyze it. Is there a match? What can we talk to? So that's the world. The world we're living in is somebody with an artificial intelligence skill, and with Python programming skill means there is an artificial intelligence agent here, and I can just say, do this for me. I'm going to sleep, bye, 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 and you do it. That's it. It's not chatting with ChatGPT. It's not chatting. It's writing a program that talks to ChatGPT and other large language models and then does that stuff for you. Do it 1,000 times. That's it. So I'm out here. I'm going to exit. I'm going to stop this recording, stop the streaming, and thank you very much. And please put your comments, anything you have, react, share the screen, share this episode, and I might come back and do more if you share it. If you subscribe and if you share, I might become more. And I might also want to bring a friend and people that I want to interview. Okay, that's it. I'm stopping the stream. Thank you very much, Rooney. Enjoy everything.